Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esmeralda. As you can see from the title, today I will be talking about my trying to conceive story. I'm gonna try and be brief and make this video as short as possible because it's not an easy subject to talk about. When me and my husband first got together, we both knew what we wanted, so right away we wanted to try and start having children. I was on a birth control pill since after my daughter was born. My daughter's 18 now, but at the time she was probably around 15. I'm probably not going to be exact on the dates, but around 13. So I got off the pill and we started trying to have children. A couple months went by and I knew my body had to detox. So I already knew that it was not going to happen right away from being on the birth control pill for 13 years or so. After a couple months that I did not become pregnant, I went to the doctors. And the doctor said I had to be trying to conceive for a whole year before they start looking at infertility issues. So we went through the whole year process. I did not get pregnant. Finally, when I got to go back to the doctor's office, they started looking at what might be the causes of why I was not getting pregnant, and they found fibroids in my uterus. I don't know exactly how you pronounce it, but they said it's a very common for women to get them, but for the most part women get them on the outer part of the uterus. In my case, they were on the inner part of the uterus, meaning where the baby should grow and develop. That's where my fibroids were at. And also I had a cyst on one of my ovaries. So we talked about having surgery, and then after everything getting removed, then we can go ahead and start trying to conceive again, and I should be able to get pregnant and no problems. So before we got to reschedule an appointment for me to have that surgery, I got pregnant. So it was kind of bittersweet for me and my husband. We were happy to get pregnant, but at the same time we were scared and concerned because we knew the situation we were in, and we started asking how was the baby gonna grow with everything else being there. So we went to the doctors to get checked out, and when I guess I went too early and they said they could not see a baby yet, but I was in fact pregnant, and they started checking my HCG levels to see whether it would go up or down. So I kept going every week. They were going up, but they were going up very slowly. So they just thought it was early in the pregnancy. So we went back to the doctors. We did an ultrasound. There was a sac there, but they could not find no baby. So they sent me back home. We had to wait in a couple weeks, I'm sorry, to just make sure that it was not too early in the pregnancy, and for us to wait a couple weeks to see if it would show any progress. My HCG levels were still coming back very low. They weren't as high as they should have been. We went back for ultrasounds, and they just could not find no baby. After I got a phone call saying that my HCG levels were dropping, so more likely I was gonna miscarry. When we went back to the doctor, they did an ultrasound. There was no baby there. My HCG levels kept dropping, so they came to the conclusion that I was miscarrying. I had a miscarriage, so I had to wait a couple weeks for it to come out naturally. We went home, waited a week. Nothing happened, so the doctor said wait another week. Nothing happened, so then since nothing happened, then we scheduled a DNC to have the pregnancy removed. After my DNC surgery, and I had it removed, we had to wait a while in order for us to reschedule another appointment to get me the surgery done. So we waited for another year or so because everything had to heal. We scheduled an appointment for my surgery. I did have surgery. It's probably it's kind of like a C-section. They did have to open me up maybe 3 inches, 4 inches. I'm not exactly sure, but they got everything removed, and so they sent me back home for me to heal. And after that, they said we can start trying again after give it a couple months for me to heal. So we gave it a couple months. I healed, and we started trying again. I ended up getting pregnant again, and everything was fine. We were happy. We started going to the doctors for ultrasounds, and there was a pregnancy and a baby, but the baby was too small. So again, they thought that my pregnancy was too early on. They sent me home. I kept going back a week, 2 weeks later, just to check up. The baby was growing, but the baby was growing really slowly. So we started getting concerned at that point, but we still had our hopes up. We did wait another week or two, went back. We did get to hear heartbeat, but again, they said the baby wasn't as big as it was supposed to be for as far along that I was. So they just said pretty much wait and see what happens. Maybe the date didn't, how can I say this? Maybe the dates were wrong, and the baby, I wasn't as far along as they thought I was. So after a couple weeks, we went back and did another ultrasound, and there was no heartbeat. They sent me to another ultrasound just to double check, and they told me there was no heartbeat, and my HCG levels again started dropping after that. So they pretty much told me that again I miscarried. Again, they told me to wait for me to miscarry naturally, so they sent me home for me to miscarry naturally. So waited another week, went back to the doctors, nothing happened. Again, went back home, waited another week, nothing happened. The doctor wanted to wait another week just to make sure, and again they did ultrasounds, there was no heartbeat, so they just wanted to make sure. So but they didn't want me to wait for a long time because you can get infection. So I went home, I waited. So think I have to, in my mind, carrying this baby for this many weeks, but knowing there's no baby, if that makes sense. So finally, they scheduled me another DNC. So again, another surgery. I went back and they removed the pregnancy. And after that, for my follow-up appointment, my doctor said because of the DNCs and the surgeries that I went through, my uterus is not as strong as it's supposed to be. They said I can keep trying. It was up to me, but nothing guaranteed me that I was gonna have a baby. So pretty much he gave me a 50-50 chance, but if I do got pregnant, then it was pretty much on me, and I had to know that the pregnancy might not last. And both of my pregnancy, I only last 2 months. I never last no longer than that. So because all the emotional roller coaster, I decided to just hold off for a little while. It was emotionally draining, and I wasn't ready at that point. I thought maybe we would just stop trying, but being that my husband has no children, I really want to give him a child of his own. I have one, but you know, and I want to experience it with my husband now and have our family. My daughter's already an adult, so we hold it off for a while, but now and that's the reason why I am doing this video. One, because I know that there's other people that might be going through the same situation, and I know that when I was going through the situation, watching YouTube videos about other people that have gone through it, are going through it, it really helped. It made me feel like I'm not the only one that's going through it. It just helps just to know that somebody else is going through the same situation as you. Makes you feel kind of like you're not in the situation by yourself. So me and my husband recently decided that we're gonna start trying again. I'm not getting any younger. I am 36 years old, so I know I do want to try it before I hit the 40 stage, because I already know that after 30 it's already a risk besides of everything that I've already gone through. So yeah, I want to make this video. It's probably a real personal video, but I wanted to share. This channel is about my life, and it's what we're currently going through now. And so me and my husband are gonna give it one more shot, hopefully third time's the charm. But so now you guys can go through that journey with us. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video, and I'll keep you updated on our journey.